This is Dawn, and I'm going to share with you today a restorative practice, just a short restorative yoga practice that what you'll want to find in your house are things to make yourself really comfortable. Our restorative practices are a great way to wind down from our week, a great way to let the body reset, let the nervous system reset. And typically, when you go to a full, long practice, it's 60 minutes or more. But we have about 15 or 20 minutes, so we won't be doing quite as many poses. And in this practice, we hold the poses for a longer time. So we're looking at a 3 to 5 minute hold for our poses, and so there won't be as many in a 15-minute period, right? To make yourself really comfortable, we have some props that would be really handy to have, but if you don't have any props, that's okay. I'm sitting on a blanket. Grab what you have for blankets. If you have multiple blankets, that makes it even easier. These are yoga blocks, but if you don't have any yoga blocks, then you're going to just grab extra pillows or maybe a stack of books. But really extra pillows should do for our restorative practice. This is a bolster. However, most of the time, if you're not a yoga teacher, you might not have a bolster at home. So grab pillows, okay? And once you have grabbed everything, then you can hit play again on the video and we'll get started. Find your comfortable seat, and that could be sitting up on one of your props. It can be sitting in a chair. However, you can have a long, tall spine. You don't have to be sitting cross-legged. You can be sitting on your knees with a prop underneath your hips. Eyes opened or closed. Take a couple of deep breaths here to allow your whole body to be expanded. And in particular, notice if you're not allowing your back body to expand, and see if you can expand into the low back, the mid back, and the upper back with your breath. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. Take a moment here to tune into your reason for coming to this video today. Tune into your intention. And then you can softly open your eyes. And then walk your hands out to your knees, and we'll do some gentle movement from our seat before we actually move into some technically restorative poses. So hands at your knees, we're just gently moving through the spine. Exhaling, you're pressing back through the belly and the mid back, the upper back. Inhale, tilting the belly forward, letting the ribs come forward, opening up through the chest. Exhale, press back through the spine. Inhale, draw belly and heart forward. Exhale, press back through the spine. One more breath this way. Inhaling and exhaling. Then inhale, sit tall. And we're going to take left fingertips to the floor beside us, right arm over the ear. And as you take as deep a side stretch as your body needs, you're giving a push with your left hand to allow your ribs to expand more. Then inhale, sit tall, and bring right fingertips to the floor or palm to the floor. Walk as far out as your body needs to reach out. Reach up and over the ear with your left arm. Take a full breath as you push and expand into your rib cage. Inhale, come back upright. And now let's take hands in front to clasp, pull forward with your arms and round back through the upper back. Chin tucks in. And then add a couple of movements here Side to side swaying through your shoulders, allowing for more length on each side of the back. Then inhale, sit tall, release your hands down, and draw your shoulder blades gently onto your back, and then turn your gaze over to the right side and tuck your chin down. Keep your left shoulder blade engaging, and take a couple of nods and shakes with your head. Nod and shake, nod and shake. Then inhale back upright, turn your gaze over to the left side, tuck your chin down. Engage the right shoulder blade onto your back once again. And then do those little nods, little shakes, little nods, little shakes. And then back upright, we're going to move into our first restorative pose. Shifting forward onto your hands and knees, this is one of the places where you might find some props. So we're going to take our restorative version of child's pose, and I'm going to turn sideways so maybe you have a better visual. So we are setting a bolster or pillows underneath our torso, and you can even prop it up a little ways with whatever you happen to have. It could be extra pillows to prop it up. It's in between my thighs. My knees are open a little bit wide, and I'm setting my hips down. And one of the things that you can do here is move it a little further forward and let your hips be lifted, okay? So you have to find where that feels the best in your body. And with this prop underneath your torso and your head, you might turn your head to one side, or you might have your forehead on the ground. It's your choice. Take a few deep breaths. And as you breathe, if there are any places in your body where you're feeling tension or some sort of body sensation, you are welcome to shift and change the position to make it feel better. And that might include putting a blanket in between your thighs and your calves. A couple of deep, full inhales and exhales as you let yourself settle to your degree. Remembering that you're not stuck. You can always change your position. If your head is turned to one side, feel free to turn it the other way. You have 3 more breaths right here. You're using your hands to support yourself, to lift your torso back up, right? And then you can keep your prop right where it is. We're going to turn this into a spinal twist. So I have my prop elevated a little bit. You don't have to. You can always switch that as we come into this spinal twist. But I'm going to sit sideways to my prop, turning to face the right side. I have my left hip right against the prop, and then my knees are bent. Okay, and they're bent to the back as I turn my belly and my heart to the front. So you might have to physically pick up your hips and turn them more. And then you can shift where the prop is to make it more comfortable for you. But then torso turning as far toward your prop as your body is ready for. We are allowing ourselves to settle. And once again, you're never stuck. You can change or shift this to however you need it to be. Take some big breaths. And identify if there's a place in your body that is speaking up here. And shift it however you need to. Now you're gently using your hands to support yourself to lift back upright. And then we're just bringing our legs to be able to turn and pivot to the other side. So left thigh now, left hip is right up against your prop. Your knees are bent. And then as you turn your torso towards your bolster or pillow, you might be rotating your hips more. You might be turning more to the outer part of your thigh or leg. And then coming to recline or rest. A few deep breaths to identify if there's any shifting or changing that you need to do here. Now gently using your hands to help you lift your torso back upright. Bring your legs back out the front and set your props aside. Now we're going to lay down all the way onto our backs. As we come down onto our backs, we're going to take our butterfly or bound angle pose. So as you come down onto your back, you're making sure that you have all your props handy. Footprints are on the ground, and we're going to take either a pillow or bolster underneath our legs for support, or we're going to be using blocks underneath our knees. So we're taking soles of feet together, knees open wide. And then if you want to use a blanket over your torso, over your hips, you're welcome to. This little added grounding action. Arms can open up to this T or cactus if that feels good to you. Take a couple of deep breaths. Remember that you're never stuck in one place. You always have the option of shifting, of changing what props, or even changing the shape of the pose. Stay right here for your final pose, final rest, if that feels good to you. If you'd like, you can take a rolled up blanket underneath your neck for some support. If you'd like, you can switch your legs to just resting long over your prop, or whatever other shift would feel comfortable to you to come to Shavasana. Start to move a little bit through your fingers and toes. Maybe move your head a little side to side. Then bend your knees in towards your chest and roll over to one side. And then use your hands for support to push yourself back upright to your seat. And as you come up to your seat, find your long spine. Bring your awareness to your breath. Notice how your body feels now. Have a very peaceful, beautiful rest of your day. Namaste.